Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11. Oh, we're gonna go right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna. Right now. 11 with Jenna.
Be right there. Be right there. I'll be right there, everybody. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. 11, be right there. Hey, everybody. Hi, Mama Grace. We're watching the game. Okay, now flip it to the game, Mom. Flip it to the game. Hey, everybody. 11 with Jenna is here, but we're watching the Warriors game, and it's such a good game. Mom, flip it over to the left a little bit. Crank it up. A little bit more. Oh, sorry. Hair and makeup lady. Hair and makeup lady. Hair and makeup lady. What's going on? I don't even know who's here because I can't see. Woo! You watching it, Gracie?
Yeah. Don't get on the other side, though.
Warriors! Woo! That's how we roll, Mama Grace. Warriors beat the Lakers. Okay, Mama, thank you. Watch Steph now because he's so cute.
All right.
Bye. Warriors. Woo! Woo! That was fun. Who's here? Is anybody here? I don't even know. Wait. Hang up. Hang up. I gotta hang up.
I didn't hang up.
I know, me too. That was fun. We had so much fun. Ooh, whoo! Woo! I know, right, Jeff? Woo! That's great. You should see the house he's at. This house has got like 9 TVs in one room. It's insane. Hair and makeup lady, come here. Someone do something here. Someone make something happen here. Hi, everybody. My name is Jenna. This is 11 with Jenna. I'm here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week, and I don't see me anywhere. Did I not make it yet? Are we on? Oh, no, it says we are. Okay, we're here. Who's here? Who's here? What's going on? Bill! Hey, Will! Very, very good to me. Yes! Woo! That was so fun. Oof. So fun. So fun. So fun. So fun. Who's texting me now? What? Anyway, I made fried chicken tonight. I've never made fried chicken in my life. I made greens, macaroni and cheese. People are thinking like, what do you do? Are you like getting ready for the Super Bowl? I'm like, no, I just needed to cook. So I cooked some greens and made macaroni and cheese and never made fried chicken before. So at one point I'm sitting there turning it and I didn't have a thermometer and I just called Gina. I said, Gina, what do I do with this? Do you have a thermometer? I said, nope, just keep turning it. Turn it for 20 minutes. Turn. Didn't like fry it in oil. Just had like the littlest bit of Littlest bit of oil. That was so good. I'm so happy that they won. That was so good. So good. Woo! Hi, everybody. Julie Luce, Rob Morocco, William. Bill Winokur, home early from a gig. I loved your, check it out. We get to do it right now anyway.
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11. Who you gonna call right now? 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna.
Right now.
11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11. Who you gonna call right now?
I was just thinking I better plan on being in Oakland in June for the parade. Oh yes, I remember. Betty good to me. Yes, basketball. Funny. So I think some of you saw the cartoon tonight that Rob Morocco made. Please share that. Warriors! Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow, that's a hell of a Saturday night. Happy birthday, Shu! Still Cashew's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. We're coast to coast with the most. Hey, April. Love the black tea. Black, white. I love my rainbow too. Hi there. Yoo-hoo. Oh, isn't that a great cartoon? Did you watch the game?
I did not.
Warriors Lakers.
No, I'm afraid I did not.
Are you watching Goose?
No, I'm actually I got settled in a little late, so give me a second. I'm like arranging stuff.
Arrange away. I wasn't even here when the show started. I was downstairs watching the game.
I saw the empty screen and I said 11:11 sans Jenna, 11:11 without Jenna. Hold on, I have to adjust the lighting.
Oh, that's cool, Melanie. Very cool. Congratulations.
Here, the back lighting is a little strong here.
The Warriors.
So the Warriors, the Warriors won. The Warriors beat the Lakers.
Yeah, like by.
Well, I was spared most of it, but I saw the very tail end of the Knicks having blown a 23-point lead and losing to the Trailblazers of Portland.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that because I'm just about to pour my frozen mango margarita right here.
I made a mango smoothie today.
Made in the steal your face NutriBullet. So
tell us about this mango margarita. Here, let me get some hot water so I can salute with you. Tell us about this mango margarita. Beautiful glass.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all right. That'll do the trick.
Mangoes, so frozen mangoes.
Frozen mangoes. Tequila. 1820 tequila, is that the brand? Yeah. And a little orange liqueur. It's either triple sec or Grand Marnier. Of course, Grand Marnier. It's always Grand Marnier.
Grand Marnier. Yeah.
and lime juice.
Ooh, okay.
And,
like real lime juice, not roasted.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Okay. Yeah.
Squeezed it fresh.
Grace loves basketball. She doesn't understand football. I'm not a big football person either, Mom. But
me neither. I'm with you, Mama Grace. I'm with you, Jenna.
Yeah.
Football is the least of my favorite major sports.
I mean, I'll go to a game if someone says, "Hey, you want to go to a game?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll go to the game." But
yeah, I'm not football. I don't feel it.
Here, let's do one more little mango dance.
Mm-hmm.
Mango margarita. 11. Really nice glass. You know what? I think I'll get some.
Right now.
wire. Hold the wire. Or keep, I have some palm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a little palm in my glass.
Mm-hmm.
And then some, I found this. I don't know if anybody has discovered this stuff. It's so good. I'll tell you about it. It's called Sunwink.
Sunwink.
Sunwink. And this is a detox ginger.
Oh, that sounds good. I love things with ginger in it.
Yeah. Sunwink. Please, Sunwink, sponsor 1111 with Jenna, because I love this stuff. It's so good.
Is it a bottled water with ginger?
Yeah.
Or
Has 4 grams of sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular one is crafted with ginger, burdock, and dandelion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't mention. I don't think I mentioned agave nectar as a
Oh,
ingredient
nice.
in the margarita.
I'll put it in. I put it in my. Cheers.
That's a nice glass too.
I bought this glass so we could have margaritas on the show.
Yeah, that's kind of a classic margarita glass. This is really about the only apt size and shape I could find in the house. So
I've never had ginger and palm together. That's a good one.
that sounds like a very nice combination.
Grace likes baseball too. She likes the Tigers.
Baseball's my favorite.
And you guys can listen to, I can't listen to a game and know I have to see it. I can't, like Nino used to sit there and know exactly everything that was happening on the radio. And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? Hey, Tim Spitali.
On radio, it really depends on the skill of the announcer. Some announcers are terrible. They just spew inane, irrelevant stuff. The really good ones can just give you the facts and interject a little bit of wisdom. And we have a terrible one here in New York. Although actually the radio guys for the Mets are really good. The TV guys for the Mets are great.
Okay.
The guys
You're doing all right then, yeah?
Who?
You're doing, I mean, the radio for the baseball is not good?
No, the radio and TV for the Mets is fantastic. For the Yankees,
Not so bueno.
For the Yankees, the TV is kind of mixed. The lead play-by-play guy I'm not crazy about, but the guys, the other guys are good. The commentators, former Yankees, David Cohn and people like that. The radio guy for the Yankees is absolutely horrible and unbearable.
Why do they keep him? Why can't we? Can we change that?
You know, sometimes the owners like a guy who's a big old cornball, and this guy's a big old cornball.
Would that be a job you would like to do?
Sure, I'd love it.
Really?
It would be kind of a dream. Go to the ballpark every day, talk about
I could see you doing that, like George.
Mm-hmm.
Danza got to go.
Right.
Oh, cute. Baby's falling asleep.
Ah.
You know, like when our friends become grandparents, it's always a trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am public, and I'm sharing the show.
Excellent.
Jeff wanted me to ask you about Ornette Coleman.
What about him?
Just that you guys share a birthday.
Yeah.
And I've known that, and we've talked about it. He's just wanted to know a little bit about your connection to Ornette.
I was fortunate enough to meet him in my capacity. I'm going to switch microphones, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, this might sound a little better. I was fortunate enough to meet him in my capacity promoting shows that Bill Graham presents. And he came and played for us in 1984 at Wolfgang's. And we just instantly hit it off, him and Donardo Coleman, who's his son, his drummer, and his manager. So we had a lot of contact on various levels, business, personal, creative. And we just became kindred spirits, you know. And I had first seen Ornette play in 1972, and it was one of those transforming experiences, you know. Just
Where were you?
I was still living in New York before I moved to California. I was 21. I had just been, I'll tell about my trip to the Village Vanguard too. I had just been to the Village Vanguard for the first time that year.
Okay.
Seen Pharaoh Sanders, which was also completely transformative. And then a few months later, I went to Ornette's place. He had a space. He was one of the first guys in the loft jazz scene in what is now Soho. Jazz musicians moved into these what were incredibly cheap spaces, and they lived there and they rehearsed there and they performed there. And Ornette had this place called Artist House where he played regularly. So I saw him with his then quartet of Eddie Blackwell on drums, Charlie Hayden on bass, and Dewey Redman on saxophone. And it was a two show night. It was like two, you paid two separate admissions for two sets. And they played the first set, and I was so blown away that I had to stay for the second set. And they played exactly the same songs in the same sequence in the second set. And I was so grateful for that because it just took me that extra set to absorb and try to understand what I just heard, because that music was just so, like voices from a distant civilization, an incredible new language that I was just learning. So I've just fell in love with his music, listened to as much as I can. And then, when I found out he was coming to play Wolfgang's, I just couldn't have been more thrilled. And then there was the shared birthday thing, and we just became really close. And we shared many birthdays after I moved back to New York, or when I was visiting New York, when I still lived in California. My visits to New York would coincide with my and Ornette's birthday, and there was always a big Ornette party at his loft. So, I would go and be sort of the secondary, the understudy guest of honor at the party, because it was my birthday too. I was kind of like, oh, it's Gary's birthday too, which is great. Yeah, and actually it escalated to the point where they actually got me a cake. They got me my own cake. Yeah, which was really a very sweet and touch. That was my 60th, I think. So then I had the opportunity to introduce Ornette to the Grateful Dead, which was, it felt like something I was destined to do. I don't totally disagree with what William D. Lindemann is saying here about Kalamazoo's Derek Jeter and the Yankees losing their mystique since he retired. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm awfully fond of Aaron Judge, William. I like Aaron Judge a lot. He's going to be around for a long time. But anyway, so yeah, hi, Patty. Hi, Melanie. Phil Lesh and I were doing this radio show on KPFA, featuring interesting new music and composers and people we thought that people needed to hear. And I said to Phil, hey, wouldn't it be pretty cool if Ornette lives 2 blocks from Madison Square Garden. When you guys come and play there in September, wouldn't it be cool if we invited Ornette and Bernardo? And Phil said, of course, yes. And that's where this relationship between Ornette and the Dead started.
Wow.
And I can't say much more, except I knew him right up to the end. We had his last birthday party, together. You
have a photo of that from that evening that you've posted.
I have pictures of me and him from several birthdays. I don't think the one that I have posted is from the last one. It might be from the second to last. But yeah, I talked to Nardo just a few days ago, in fact.
And I see, did you go to the Village Vanguard in the last?
Yes, last Sunday.
Time?
Yeah, since I last saw you. Well, that the night I saw you, I saw Billy Strings at the Capitol, and we had a rather very brief.
Oh, in the train.
And yeah, we didn't connect as smoothly as we had in the past in my traveling connections, but yeah, that was wonderful. Billy Strings at the Cap, and then the next night, I went back to the Village Vanguard for the first time in 2 years, which felt like 50 years. It felt like it had really been a long time, and it was incredibly emotional. Just walking into that room anytime is amazing. You feel
We've
the
been there
power
a
of
few
it.
times together.
We have been there together, and you see those pictures of the wall on the walls, and every person on that wall had played on that stage at some point, and it's everybody.
Everybody.
You know, it's Monk, it's Miles, it's Dizzy, it's Cecil Taylor, it's Bill Evans, it's Train, it's Sonny Rollins. That's so amazing, just the power of that room and the presence of those ghosts. And not having been there in 2 years, last year, quite a bit last year, they did webcasts from the empty room. They would have a band come in and play, and people could buy, that was to help keep the club open, or keep it alive rather, because it wasn't open. And just watching the live streams was powerful, just seeing that music happening in that place, even without an audience. So being in the Village Vanguard again.
When was it? Was it at capacity?
Yeah, it looked like, they didn't have like it didn't have people. It wasn't like shoulder to shoulder. I think they kind of limited the sales. They called it sold out at a point where they probably could have shoehorned more people in there, but people were masked. And
is it vaccinated, boosted kind of vibe too, like it is?
Yes, proof of vax, right? Proof of vax, and they request keep your mask on unless you're drinking your beverage, which I am right now.
Drink your beverage. Drink.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember the show Bob Newhart?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So and it was two musicians that I've seen play there more than anybody else. Bill Frisell.
I was going to say, was it Bill Frisell?
It was Frisell. Well, what it was, the group that played at the Keystone probably more often than any other band over the last 20 years was the Paul Motion trio with Bill and Joe Lovano, Bill Frisell, Paul Motion. And Paul, having moved on some years ago, the great drummer Tyshawn Sorry has been playing the Vanguard a lot. He plays with VJ Iyer a lot, and he's incredible. He's phenomenal. A different drummer from Paul, but still he knows how to play those spaces. So this was kind of a carrying on of that tradition of a trio with Bill and Joe playing there. And it was just.
Did you stay for both sets?
I couldn't. It was sold. The second set was sold out, which made me very happy. Yeah. I probably could have gotten on Bill's list or something, but I said, this was so satisfying. It was a perfect set. And it was just, I couldn't have asked for more. So I just went home at a fairly reasonable hour and just savored it. So that was.
And how is it on the subway?
The trip on the subway this time was a little more unsettling because there were some like weird people. There was some weird energy, which just kind of makes you think, oh, the city's getting back to normal.
Right.
But also under these conditions, you kind of want to keep a distance from the weird energy. People without masks and people, acting out a bit. So I was careful, it was fine. I mean, it wasn't like people, it wasn't standing room only and people shoulder to shoulder. There was room on the trains.
I just saw a video that I know is old, but it's a video of this young woman. She baked a cake, and she brings the baked cake onto the train, onto the subway, and frosts it on the train, decorates it, and then cuts it and gives it out to the people on the train.
That's lovely.
It's so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, like you said, the city's getting back to normal because it's getting weird on the.
Yeah.
I've had my moments.
Mm-hmm.
But.
And I've got some other possible music things coming up, and I'm keeping an eye on what's at the Vanguard. I want to get back there as often as possible. And
who are you going to go back and see?
Who is there next? Oh, Chris Potter, saxophonist, who I love.
Love Chris.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot, there's, stuff is happening pretty regularly again, just catching my eye. And I'm still being selective about how and when I go out. I mean, John Mayer is playing The Garden in a little over a week. And
Oh,
I'm trying to see if I have the, if I'm ready for that moment to be in an arena.
wow.
Yeah.
Like in the big, like the whole, like
Oh, the Garden. Yeah.
the garden.
The Garden, the big room.
The last time I was there for that was for the garden was Billy Joel. My friend Maddie Carrick and I went to see Billy Joel, and we had the best time. Sang the whole time. But I would with John. I saw John. The first time I saw John play was at the Fillmore,
Uh-huh.
like 16, 15 years ago ish,
Could easily be, yeah.
maybe
He's
longer.
maybe, yeah. He's been around at least 15 or more,
His
in
guitar,
in the mainstream.
he has a guitar that the same builder that builds Robin's and Charlie's guitars.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Novak's.
yeah, Ralph
yeah.
Novak's.
Yeah, yeah.
And so a couple of us went, we were like, who's this guy? Ben Fung Torres told me about him. And then I went to the show, and then Robin's like, oh, I got to call Robin. Shoot, thank you. We just got a gig at the Bull out in Port Costa.
Oh, excellent.
The old Bull Inn. Was a lady of the night kind of a place back in the day, But Bull Run In.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Carl worked with Derek's sister. It's a really great recording studio that Carl worked at, that David Lum and I did a recording. And VJ Ayer and I are talking about, we're going to get together and write.
Nice. Oh, VJ's fantastic.
I know. I can't wait.
So brilliant.
He said, great. I said, do you want to work together sometime? He's like, yeah, you're a legend. I'm like, dude, you're a legend. Yeah, let's be legends. Let's write a song together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to hear the results of that.
Well, it'll happen probably in May when I'm out there to do the gig with Rolf.
Wonderful.
May 24th.
Okay.
Put it in your book. I'm afraid that you might be busy with the band, with Dead and Company in the springtime.
We'll see. It could be. They haven't announced anything yet, but I'm hearing they could be starting up in late May, early June. It won't be as late a tour as it was last year, I don't think. But I don't know. I don't know any details yet.
So, have you watched anything interesting this week? I have.
Have I watched it? Oh, I actually watched something really powerful and disturbing and really well done, which was W. Kamau Bell's 4-part documentary about Bill Cosby on Showtime. And it's amazing because it's not all this or all that. It's really it covers the whole totality and the whole complexity of what Bill Cosby meant in America and what he came to mean and what he means now, and how Black America especially has struggled with that, because of what a role model he was. And it's very complex. It's 4 parts. It's streaming, so you can watch it all at once or over 4 nights or whatever. And incredibly insightful. They talk to a lot of the women. They talk to old friends of Cosby. They talk to people who kind of knew what was going on, who knew by reputation, what he was about, just underneath the America's favorite dad facade. It's very powerful. And it's kind of, you want to stop watching it and you can't, because it pulls you into the way he used power, and the way he acquired power.
Right. Predator. He knew how to use his power correctly.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time was using his power in really positive ways, as far as speaking out for all kinds, he was the first Black actor. First of all, he was the first Black co-star of a drama series, primetime drama series, I Spy. Like he and Robert Culp were co-billed on that. They hired him originally to be the sidekick And the chemistry between them was so great that they said, no, these guys are the equal stars on this show.
Hmm.
And then Cosby, he was the first Black actor who actually insisted on having a Black stunt double. Before that, they had actually painted white stuntmen black.
Wow.
You know, because you only see a stuntman in a scene for like that flash when he's getting thrown off the horse, you know. And so they would just, they didn't think they needed Black actors at all. And there were Black stuntmen, you know, but they weren't getting work.
Of course there were.
And so Cosby Cosby was insulted by this, and he just demanded, he said, you know, you get a Black guy with the skills to do this, or I'm walking off the show. And it opened the doors for lots of people. So he did that. He did a lot of that in his career. And then underneath the surface, there was this nightmarish stuff going on. So it's really well done. Kamau Bell is someone I have an enormous amount of respect for, a Bay Area guy, you know, and really, really good, really compelling and hard to turn off. It's called We Need to Talk About Cosby.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Grace and I watched, what was it, Mom? Dirty John.
Yeah, I know that name, but I can't remember what's the
It's
deal there.
it's based on a true story. It's a series, a 1-season series based on a true story about another predator, about a guy that was an addict and was not a good person. But the interesting thing was, because we watched Ozark,
Mm-hmm, right.
the young actress in Ozark, Ruth, the woman that plays Ruth, all of a sudden we're watching this. It was suggested by my friend Stacy, watch Dirty John. It's not a happy one. And then we watched this cute romantic comedy today with the cutest man in it and the cutest girl. They were just the cutest little couple in the world, but I couldn't tell you what the name was. But the Dirty John, the reason it became a story was a newspaper writer heard about it and then wrote it, and then it became this series. But the young woman that plays Ruth on Ozark is in this film as a completely different, and now she's in another show on Netflix called Being Anna somebody.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
And it's her again. She's like, I dub her the Meryl Streep of Netflix because she's been in all this stuff.
Yeah, Julia Garner, that's her.
She's
I think
amazing.
she is. I've seen her in a few things, and she's really quite brilliant.
She's a trip in this other one. Where in the world is Matt Lauer? Who cares? Sorry.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
There are actually scenes in the Cosby documentary of Matt Lauer interviewing Cosby back before they were disgraced, and that's pretty heavy, you know.
I'll just, and you saw Tinder Swindler? Did you see it?
I did not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not. I haven't kept up with the film club idea at all. I've just been a little scattered.
Hey, April, if you're here, do you mind listing the movies one more time for people in case they haven't watched them? If you're still here, I thought so, William. I kind of thought so. What about any good food, epic meals? Can I just say what I made tonight, like a half an hour?
Oh, I heard talking about fried chicken, which
during the Warriors game. All of a sudden, I went, oh, I have that chicken because I got my imperfect box the other day, and I went, I've never made fried chicken before, but I made greens, macaroni and cheese, and fried chicken.
Making good fried chicken is very satisfying.
I was thinking the only place I've ever eaten fried chicken, really good fried chicken, was at Elizabeth's in New Orleans, which 20 years ago.
I've had the chicken and waffles there, yeah.
Right. And I thought, well, and I started getting the flour, and I remembered Gina saying the other night, put a little clove in. So I put a little clove in with my little gluten-free mixture that I had.
Uh-huh.
And then I got the greens out and I did the mac and cheese and we watched the Warriors game and it was fantastic.
I love it. I mean, fried chicken is not easy either. I mean, doing it the first time and nailing it is very impressive.
I called my friend Gina. I said, Gina,
Yeah.
what do I do? She's like, just keep, because I don't have a thermometer. I
Yeah.
mean, thermometer.
Yeah. I know. Gauging that oil temperature is like really.
But I didn't even really use oil. I just like
Oh, okay.
tiny little, I didn't fry it.
Okay.
I
That's
had
all
it
right.
in the pan.
Okay.
But she
Okay.
said, if you don't have that, just turn it for 20 minutes and just keep turning it and just keep
Yeah.
turning it. Yeah, I didn't
Well,
do the like Wesson oil take. Remember when
yeah.
Florence Henderson advertised Wesson oil and
Yes.
she would take a loaf of bread
Yes. Yes.
and she'd take a fresh baked loaf of bread or what looked
Right.
like one,
Right.
and
Right.
she'd cut the crust off of it.
Right. Right.
And then she'd take tongs and take the
Mhm.
whole loaf of bread and fry it
Right.
until it was
And yeah,
brown.
right. And just to show, and then they would show they cut it and like it wasn't greasy. Like that was the whole hook of that ad.
And she'd eat it. And I was like, oh, that's so disgusting, Florence. Come on.
And yet Florence made it kind of adorable, you know,
Mhm.
because she was Florence Henderson. She was
It
so
looked
sunny and
healthy.
happy.
She just
Yeah.
fried a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna fry a loaf of bread today.
Yeah. Well, I am a major fried chicken devotee.
Okay.
I try to try the best fried chicken wherever I go. I scope out what the most revered fried chicken is. You know, some of the best fried chicken I've ever had, if not the very best, but in the top upper echelon, Brooklyn, Pies and Thighs in Williamsburg.
Thighs and thighs.
Yeah, they make fantastic pies and they make incredible fried chicken.
Pies and
Um,
thighs. I would love
Pies and
to
thighs.
have
Yeah.
fun.
But very good news for New York. Maybe the single most revered fried chicken master in New York just opened a new location on the Upper West Side. Charles Southern Pan Fried Chicken, which has been Charles Gabriel, who's been cooking way up in Harlem, like way up in like the 150s or 60s, for many years. I think he lost his original location, then moved to a temporary one, and then the pandemic hit, so he had to close that one. And he's going to open a new one in Harlem, but he also opened on like 72nd between Columbus and Amsterdam, which is, you know, one
Right
of my
there.
old haunts. So I'm going to be there very soon.
Exciting.
Incredible fried chicken.
I don't know, Rich. Rich seems to think that Alice the maid did that once on a Brady Bunch episode. Did she fry a loaf of bread?
I don't recall it, but I didn't watch the Brady Bunch.
You weren't a
very
Brady
much.
Bunch guy?
I was
You were already
under my age group. Yeah,
you were already going to Beatles concerts and stuff like that.
that was no Brady Bunch was later than that. Brady Bunch was 70s, I think. So,
What TV shows did you like?
oh well, devoted to the Dick Van Dyke Show, The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. I was addicted to The Twilight Zone. I mean, I was like a late 50s. I came into my TV consciousness in the late 50s, and there was
Father Knows Best.
that was a little too sappy for me. I liked Leave It to Beaver because those are like guys my age, you know, and you know, there's Beaver being tormented by his older brother as I was, you know, gee, Beav, you sure are goofy and all that stuff. And I loved, you know, like the classic, you know, I Love Lucy and all that stuff was current when I was first starting to watch TV. So, you know.
Oh, I did. I mentioned that last night. I stumbled upon Desi Arnaz on Johnny Carson.
Yeah, he was funny.
Wow.
I actually heard a little bit of Desi Arnaz on Johnny Carson just yesterday, the day before, because TCM has a podcast series called The Plot Thickens, and they've had 3 seasons. The first one was about Peter Bogdanovich, with Bogdanovich himself being interviewed at length. The second one was about the incredible failure of the movie Tom Wolfe's The Bonfire of the Vanities, one of the great Hollywood disasters of all time. And the current season is about Lucille Ball. And it's very detailed.
Mhm.
And they found all kinds of archival interviews with Lucy.
I've been
almost
listening to it.
It's
pretty
really good. And I just heard the chapter on Desi Arnaz, and one of his Cuban compatriots said the thing about Desi was he could rumba standing up and he could rumba lying down.
Yeah, it's the plot thickens. Right now I'm
Yeah.
listening. If there's 13 episodes
Mhm. Yeah, it's really good.
too, because I've been listening to this woman. I started listening to Bunga Bunga. You
Mhm.
checked out Bunga Bunga?
I'm not
Kind of fun. Bright side. I like the bright side too.
sure.
So, food besides this margarita this week? Did you have anything when you were before you went to the Vanguard?
After the Vanguard.
Okay.
After the Vanguard, I went to my favorite bar and burger place in all of New York, the Corner Bistro,
Corner Bistro.
West 4th and Jane. I'm not a big bar guy, but that's like kind of the bar of my dreams.
I love the
Corner-
Corner Bistro.
Corner Bistro is the
I
best.
love the Corner Bistro.
And they make what I rank among the very best. They make what I rank very high among the very best burgers in New York. And I had not had a Corner Bistro burger in far too long. So I treated myself to that. And it was a Sunday night and it was not terribly crowded. So got a table nicely isolated in the back. And so it was kind of a perfect evening.
I've
So
been
that-
there with Mike Clark. Now that I
Mhm.
think about it, and they have good fries too.
Yeah, they're excellent fries. It's for a long time they had one of the best jukeboxes in New York. I think they took the jukebox out, unfortunately, to make more room. But so I guess they put the music in themselves. But so that was kind of a perfect night in New York. The Vanguard and the Bistro. They've always gone together for me because they're so close by. I would often go to the Bistro either just before or just after a Vanguard show. So that was ideal. I made some excellent chicken, not fried, earlier this week, just like broiled in the oven with some andouille sausage and sweet peppers,
Mm.
and a little glazed with a little balsamic and honey glaze. That was very tasty, and that lasted me a few days because it was several big chicken thighs. So that was part of my on tonight. I had cacio e pepe. Cacio e pepe, which is apparently a very Roman thing. It's like it's kind of the centerpiece of Roman cooking. It's like pasta with it is what it says, cheese and pepper. It's you cook your pasta, then in a skillet you melt some butter, throw in a lot of black pepper. Then you take your drained pasta, put it in there, and then you douse it in either Parmigiano or Grana Padano, which is what I use, and then finish it with Pecorino Romano, and you stir it all up. It's like the Roman equivalent of just the best mac and cheese in the world. Very cheesy, and the pepper just clings to the pasta. It's just so satisfying. So that was tonight.
My nana would make that, and then she'd make it with lentils too, or
Ooh,
beans.
that sounds good.
So good.
And a nice glass of Sangiovese went with that. So it was a good dinner. And now,
One more Saturday night with Gary Lambert, I'll tell you.
yeah,
All right, let me put a little more Sunwink. I love this stuff. It's so good. So, what are you doing next Saturday night, Gary Lambert?
next Saturday night, I very strongly suspect, to the point of near certainty, we can't be certain about anything in this world, but I can be fairly certain that I'll be stopping by here at my house, and
I'm excited. I'm dancing. And these guys are just really
You haven't let me say what?
I know.
Well, I guess at around 11:05, I'll be going into the kitchen and seeing what I can whip up with the old NutriBullet Steal Your Face edition. Maybe some other fine
So cool.
frothing beverage. So that's pretty much the plan. Yes, I will be on 11/11 with Jenna. And you can bag the applause this time.
No way, brother. Thank you. And tomorrow, who's on your show?
Tomorrow, I think we have kind of an open-ended, no real agenda kind of show. Don't think we have any guests. I think we're going to have Bob Weir on sometime in the next few weeks.
Ooh, cool.
I can't, maybe toward the end of February.
And is there any talk of being back in Manhattan anytime soon?
That is all on hold. That's all on indefinite hold. They were originally shooting for January. That didn't happen. They haven't said anything new. They haven't updated it. So I'll just go where they tell me. I'll show up where I'm supposed to on Sunday. That's all I know. And if it's at home, that's fine with me.
I like that. I like that you've been able to put this on your Yahoo for Gary. Again, my friend Don is watching. Don's a new listener, but you met Miles. Remember when you met Miles, the young writer?
Oh, yes, right.
On the show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Don is his father.
Oh, good.
And he's a horn player and a golfer. And Miles is writing. He's had some of his articles published.
Very nice.
Wow. What's happened? So March 24th, mark this in your book if you don't have it down yet. March 24th is 2 years.
Wow. Amazing.
And that is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, it's a Thursday. Thursday, March 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Big old
Very
party.
good.
11 a.m. through the midnight
Wait.
hour.
Oh, I have something March 24th, but maybe, will I be home from it yet? Oh, it's going to be the whole day. So
Yeah.
I'll jump in at some point because I think I'm going to see Patti Smith on the 24th.
Oh, cool. Where?
Capitol. She was actually supposed to be there on her 75th birthday, which was December 30th, but they put it off.
Right.
So this is the delayed birthday celebration. Oh, and I really scored big on the Wilco ticket on sale for 4 shows in New York in April. So I'm very excited about that.
4 in a row.
They're doing actually there's one night off in there. They're actually playing 5 shows. I'm going to 4 of them, I think.
Crazy.
It was one of those insane Ticketmaster things. Tickets go on sale at 11 a.m. and they do like one day is the pre-sale for Wilco fans, and then there's the pre-sale for some kind of credit card holders, and it's so anxious making. People go so nuts,
I've done.
And the Ticketmaster system is so horrendous, and they're so awful. And then Ticketmaster has that thing where they kind of scalp their own tickets. They've got that, resale thing where like it gets taken off the market and it gets put back on sale via Ticketmaster. And so Ticketmaster's making even more money on top of their $25 per ticket service charge.
$25 per ticket?
Yeah. On like $125. It's $125 face value ticket, and they bump it up to more than 150. And their whole system is so screwed. But I was persistent and I was fast and I scored really good seats.
How did you do it?
I'm very good at it. I've gotten very good at it over the years. I mean, I've survived many Springsteen ticket on sales, which is the crazy, especially in the New York area. That's the most intense thing I've ever been through as far as trying to buy anything for anything. So what you have to do is when you think you're defeated, you persist, because what happens is the tickets you just clicked on, I want those 2 seats right there, and you click on, they say, sorry, someone beat you to it, and the tickets disappear from the map. But then 2 tickets pop up somewhere else because someone's credit card got declined, or they didn't finish their order in time and it timed out. And so I think the worst tickets I have for this run are like 11th row center, and I've got like 5th and 6th row center for a couple of the nights. So I did really, really well, and kind of thrilled.
Well, congratulations. Here, one more for you. Telling you. Well, my friend, I have a birthday girl. Her birthday is on Monday.
Oh, Lillian Pearl.
And she's looking at me like, are we going to go outside again? Because she doesn't want to. You don't have snow, do you? Is it like 70 there?
No, it was in the high 50s today, but I think it's going to snow tomorrow morning.
Mhm.
And then the next day it's going to get down to the teens. And then later this week is going to be back up around 60. I think the weekend is going to be around 60. So it's really nuts.
And we had it, I don't even know. Some days ago, it was total ice. It
Mhm.
melted, then it got cold and things iced up. Then it all melted and I have a brick driveway.
All right.
And it's not easy to thank you to my neighbors, Dan and Stacy. They have a snow plow and the whole bit, but or blower. I don't even know. I don't even want to know what they're really called because I don't. This is just yes, she's a California girl. She's a NorCal girl. Anyway, I had it all just perfect.
Mhm.
Every inch of snow and ice was gone. And last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, she wanted to go outside and went out, and it snowed 3 inches. I hadn't even. April mentioned there was snow, but it was so quiet and there was no wind. And I went outside and 3 inches, and then a couple more today. So
Yeah, it went down from like 55 degrees to 33 degrees in the last few hours here. And it looks like it's going to snow at about 5 a.m. here. So,
all right. Well, do you have a letter?
oh, M for Mango Margarita.
Oh, April, yes, you did. You told me all about the snow, but I didn't believe because I didn't hear it at all. Oh, Gary, my good friend, I'm so happy that you're here again and again and again. One more Saturday night. L for the Lakers, no. W for the Warriors, D-Dubs, oh yes, they won, heck yes, and Gary Lambert, thank you very much, all of you, and Melanie too. Congratulations, my sister girl, and I must leave soon because my Lillian Pearl says, Mama, Mama, let's go outside soon. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, be real nice. And Gary Lambert, enjoy that mango margarita too. I hope you got a little bit left and you can mix it up too. Oh, and M, from your thoughts make the mighty, mighty thoughts and words marvelous and from your heart. Gary, give me a good word from the heart.
A good word from the heart with an M or
With
just
an M.
more
More.
from the heart. More.
More from the heart. Everybody have a beautiful night and a gorgeous morning. It is now Sunday, February 13th. Thank you very much, Gary Lambert. More heart. Love heart.
Real hard.
Thank you.